Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name's Kelly McHugh. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. We're talking about online courses. And if this has been something that you've been thinking about for some time, I'm sharing today 7 reasons why you haven't yet launched your very own online yoga course. Before I dive into that, I want to first start with some of the reasons why you should launch your very own online yoga course, and there are many, okay? Because when you create an online course, you're actually creating a digital asset in your business, which helps you to really set yourself up for more financial freedom, for more flexibility, and also, if you want, location independence, right? So you can work from anywhere in the world. And the reason for that is because it's a digital asset that you're creating, right? A digital asset, that's an online course. And that digital asset you can sell again and again and again. So you do all the hard work up front and then you can sell it again and again and again. So the opportunities are really limitless because, well, essentially, capacity is limitless, right? Because now you're building an online business, so you can reach students all around the world, and you're not limited to the 4 walls of a yoga studio. You're not limited to a maximum number of mats that you can fit in a space. So when we teach online, and specifically when you create offerings that aren't just a Zoom drop-in class, you can literally teach hundreds of people inside your online course. And this is what it means to not trade time for money. Okay, so if you've been a member of this community for some time, you'll hear me say that. You'll hear me say that quite often. You know, really, we want to be looking at, as we build our business, we want to be thinking strategically about the future and where we are heading. And where we're heading is that taking us to a place where we are not trading our time for money with everything that we offer. That's not to say that you don't have to offer your drop-in classes. I would prefer you to have a subscription or a membership of some kind. But it's not to say that you can't offer yoga classes online or in person. However, what we're doing here when we become more strategic is we're looking at what else we can offer that allows us to not be trading our time for money. And so, you know, if you're unsure what I mean by that, you know, if you go to a studio or if you are in a Zoom room teaching a class, you're getting paid for your time, okay? So you're going to go to a studio and teach an hour-long class. The studio is going to pay you for your time. That is you trading time for money. Whereas when you create a digital asset, as I said, you do the hard work up front and you can sell it again and again and again, which means it's not relying on you being there because it's digital, it's online. So of course, this doesn't happen overnight, okay? We can't expect this to happen overnight or for this success that we're looking for in this space to come easy. Look what is actually giving you the opportunity to make more money, to really lift the ceiling on what's possible. Okay, so as I said, when you're in a studio, you're bound by the number of mats in a space, the number of students that you can teach. So there is a ceiling on what you can earn. Okay, your earning potential, there's a ceiling, it's capped. And so, you know, when we move into the online space, we remove that ceiling. This is not something that comes easy. It's going to take learning. It's going to take failing. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take grit. But if you are prepared to do all of that, the results are going to come, and the results can be incredible. Okay, really, really can. So from what I see, you know, inside our program, the Profitable Yoga Teacher, is that it takes most teachers around a year to get this fully off the ground. Yeah, to get this big business model set up and fully off the ground so that they have an online course that they're actually launching and selling. And, you know, it is possible to make a substantial amount of money from this if you keep doing this, if you keep at it. I'm not saying that that's going to happen in 6 months or that's even going to happen in a year, but if you're consistent, you can totally make a decent amount of money from this. It is possible to build a 6-figure business if that's what your goal is. Like, it's totally possible. We have a student who has done that inside our program. Marilyn, she came into the program in 2018, and in 2020, she's made 6 figures in her business from her online courses. So, we have tons of other results like that from students who have gone through these programs. It is also possible, just to say, it is also possible to, let's say if we're saying 6 figures, like to create a profitable business from offering yoga retreats, or if you're a studio owner, okay, if you have a successful studio, it's possible to make a substantial amount of money from those types of businesses as well. With those business models, you are trading your time for money, because you're limited by the capacity or the number of retreats that you can teach a year, or the number of people you can teach in a class, or the number of people that attend your yoga studio, let's say. And there's way more costs involved with those businesses, way more. Okay, so I have a retreat business. I've had it since 2016. So I know both of these business models inside out. Okay, I know how these business models compare. I also know which business model is more likely to cause burnout. If we look at how we can stop trading our time for money, that's where the online business model really comes in. And, that requires learning a heap of stuff, learning how to build our community online, learning how to create higher priced offerings that aren't just an online yoga class, an online drop-in class, learning how to listen to your audience and how to respond so that you can actually create offerings that are meeting the needs of your ideal students. So there's a hell of a lot to do, right? There's a lot to learn. There's definitely a lot to learn. And these will be things that you've probably never done before, especially if you've spent years teaching in a studio. You've not had to think about all of these things. So if we look at the magnitude of what this actually is, okay, if we look at the magnitude of what this actually is, this is you evolving as a yoga teacher, okay? This is you really stepping up, because it's not just about teaching a drop-in class. This is about you niching, understanding the challenges of your students, what your students are facing, creating solutions to support them in a much deeper way than, you have been with the drop-in yoga class. This is exciting, guys. This is really you evolving and stepping up and putting a little business hat on. And not only that, this is what is actually needed right now. Really, do you think it's a coincidence that you are a yoga teacher and a guide and a mentor potentially in the world right now? Do you think that's a coincidence? When we can clearly see that people need support, and we're fortunate enough to be able to reach people all around the world. Like, I can be live with you right now and you're all in places all around the world. Like, we have technology here at our fingertips. We have these amazing tools that support us to be able to share our message with more people, to share our message further, wider, to really, really support people, to make a bigger impact. So, this is why you're here. Like, I'm sharing this message because it couldn't be more than the truth right now. So really, it's for you watching this now. This is an invite to really step up, and it might take a year. It might take 3 years. It really doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, as I said, you can still be teaching your in-person classes or your Zoom classes. Like, of course you can. It really doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to just do one or the other, but this is an opportunity to also create something. okay, to create something powerful, impactful, to work on something that's more than just those in-person or Zoom classes, like with a view, a strategic view to build a sustainable business that lasts, okay? And that's what we want, because if your struggle right now is burnout, is teaching from studio to studio, running around, really not earning that much money, having a cap on what you're earning every month, the solution is for you to, well, you need to look for a solution, don't you? You need to look at, who do I need to be in the next year to change this? Because if I do the same, I'm going to get the same results. So what do I need to do? Do I need to upskill myself? Do I need to get support? These are questions you need to be asking yourself if they are the struggles that you're experiencing right now. And you can start, right? You can start today. You are starting today because you're here listening to me right now. You're starting today. Maybe just the idea of launching an online course feels like an aspirational goal rather than one that you're making clear steps to make happen. And perhaps you can see the appeal of all of the things that I've just been talking about. And, you know, it's been in your mind for some time, but you've struggled to take the first steps. Okay, you've struggled to get this off the ground. And it's okay. I hear this all the time. You know, like, I've been supporting teachers now in this capacity for the last 5 years. And so I hear this all the time. And there are many good reasons why you might be putting this off. You know, there's many good reasons. There's just as many obstacles that can be removed with a little planning and also research. And maybe you just feel like you don't know where to start. But whatever it is, it's holding you back. Okay, it's holding you back. So let's dive in. Let's see what these 7 reasons could be. Okay, so reason number 1 is you don't know who your audience is. So maybe, you know, you've been teaching in studios for years and you've not really had to think about it. Okay, you've not had to think about a niche or who your ideal student is. And now coming into this online space, you're realizing that in order to actually thrive online and to get engagement on your content, and to actually build something that works, you have to narrow in. You have to define who it is that you're actually serving. What audience are you here to serve and how? And really, everything starts here. Yeah, everything starts with that question, you know, because you can't make decisions on what your course is going to be about if you don't know who the course is actually for and how you're actually going to support them. Are you struggling with making a decision? Because that's really what it is, making a decision on who you're serving, like what your niche is. And so if you haven't made that decision, it's really difficult to decide on a topic. And that's actually reason number 2, okay? Because if you don't have a niche and you don't know who you're actually serving, it's almost impossible to come up with a topic for your course. And of course, there will be things that you're passionate about, you know, and that's a good place to start. But to come up with a topic that actually sells, okay, for a course that actually sells, you must know what the transformation is, right? You must know what the transformation is that you offer. Like, what is the problem that you can provide a solution for? Because that's really what an online course is about. You know, it's not the same as a drop-in class. An online course is providing your students with a way to go deeper in their learning around a specific topic that they're interested in, okay? And this topic is really related to a solution and an outcome, essentially, that they're actually looking for. So it's meeting their needs in that sense and giving them support with an area of their life where they need that support right now. So it could be that, you know, because they're entering menopause, let's say, or it could be a new mum, or maybe, you know, someone who's training for a marathon. Yeah, what is the solution? Because that's what your topic is about. So if you do know who your audience is and what your niche is, it's still also possible that you are struggling on a topic, like you haven't decided on a topic, and that's because you've not done the research and validation, okay? Because deciding on a topic is one thing, and then validating it is another, and that actually requires you to do research so that you can feel really confident that what you're creating is something that people actually want, okay? You know that there's demand there. And it feels like it's going to be commercially viable because enough people in your community are telling you that this is something that they actually want. So that is somewhere that you really need to be as well. And it might be that if you haven't done that piece of work, then you're finding it really difficult to actually pick a topic, and that's stopping you from actually going ahead and creating and launching your online course. So validation is super important. It's something that we teach inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher. It's an essential part of your course creation process to really give you that confidence to know in your heart and your soul that what you're putting your heart and soul into creating is something that people really want. Reason number 3, you think that you're not expert enough, okay? Or that you don't have enough skills yet or knowledge yet. So this actually falls into imposter syndrome, doesn't it? You know, and if it's not imposter syndrome, then what else are we dealing with? We're dealing with perfectionism. And, you know, maybe you have even created your course and you've put everything into it, put your heart and soul into it, and then you're still not convinced that it's ready for the world because you've got standards and it's just not cutting the mustard. The timing and the course will never be perfect, okay? So instead of trying to achieve the impossible, achieve these impossible standards on your first attempt, it's better to get your course out there, get it in front of students and start getting feedback and learning from them, because that is how you improve your course, okay? It's how you improve it. And then the other part of this, if you haven't created the course, if you're not sitting on it, and it's literally that you just don't feel expert enough to even start creating it, ask yourself what an expert is, because if you look at the dictionary definition, an expert is someone who's gained knowledge or skills from experience. Yeah, someone who's gained knowledge or skills from experience. And that's definitely you, isn't it? You know, as a qualified yoga teacher with knowledge and skills gained from experience, you are most certainly a few steps ahead of your students. And so you definitely have things that you can share. You definitely have valuable teachings that you can share. And so your course is a way for you to share and to teach what you've experienced and had results from. Your course also positions you as an expert. Okay, so once you've got your course, it's really helping you to elevate your authority in your space because you've created a course. You've created a course on a specific topic that's going to help people. So, I think if this is something that's holding you back right now, just remember that if you know more about something than other people, then you're already an expert in this area. So don't underestimate your experience. Don't underestimate your knowledge. Don't underestimate your life skills. All of these things, your wisdom that you can bring to the table. And if you properly go through the steps to educate your audience, go through a pre-launch phase, then step into a launch phase for your course, your community is going to see you as an expert, right? Because you've been sharing educational content with them that positions you and helps you to elevate your authority in this niche space. This is something that I hear all the time. I'm not expert enough. I need to do more training. I need to do another teacher training in this area before I've got enough skills to be able to share, enough experience and expertise to share. Tune in, okay? Why are you here in the first place? You are definitely expert enough, okay? If we want to call you an expert, that's what you are. Number 4 is there's already courses on this topic, and it's meeting a need. Maybe you've done all that validation and the research, and then you do a load of Googling and you see that there's other teachers who have created courses on the exact same topic. And so you look at the space and then you fear that it's oversaturated. Okay, you fear it's oversaturated. What's the point in doing that? Because that course is already out there, already exists. So this fear really is just an excuse. Okay, there's tons of yoga online. If you look at the online education space, there's courses. There are millions of courses out there in the space, okay? And it's only going to grow. The space is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, there are yoga teachers who are out there who have online courses. I'll tell you now, they're ahead of the curve. If you can get onto this now, you are ahead of the curve. You really are. So you have an opportunity right now. There's always going to be content, courses, programs. There's always going to be similar content, courses, and programs out there. Okay. What you need to remember is that people don't just buy or enroll in an online course just to get facts and tips. People enroll in online courses because two reasons. They're looking for a transformation, okay, they're paying for a transformation, how they're going to look, how they're going to feel, but also they're looking for a guide, someone who can help them to cut through the noise and to achieve their goals quickly. Okay, so they no longer have to go Googling and trying to find the answers to their problem. Okay, they're looking for a guide who can support them, give them accountability, perhaps provide a community who's also going on that journey. That is why people buy online courses and enroll in online courses. So your insight, the inspiration that you can provide, the guidance that you can provide, that's really where you provide value to your community, okay? And the community that you've been building online, okay, because that's important. We're not just going to stick a course out there and not have an online community to launch it to, but the community that you've built, they want to learn from you, okay? There is value in you organizing and presenting your course content in your unique way, because you are unique. Okay, that is something that's different about you, is that you're unique. You're different to the other yoga teacher who's created a course on the same topic. Okay, there is value in your unique voice and your teaching style. And so I often hear this, yoga's too saturated. There's other teachers doing exactly what I want to do. And what I would say is that, as you start to take your business online and you come up with an idea, it does sometimes feel like, all of a sudden you start seeing your idea everywhere. Okay, it's kind of like a coincidence, one of those things, but that does seem to happen. And so then you start to believe that everyone's already talking about this and everyone's already done it, or people that you admire have done it and they've done it a million times better. Like, this is common. It's common thoughts to go through your mind. And if you have this fear, it's very normal, guys, okay? And probably it won't go away. And, what you have to remember is that there's like over 7 billion people on this planet. Like, there is more than enough space for you, okay? As long as you can bring your unique gifts, your perspective, your stories, your take on a topic, there is more than enough space, okay? Because, what we're not doing here is we're not copying someone else. You are bringing your uniqueness to this and your unique take on a topic. And if you learn marketing, okay, and if you learn it and you learn how to write, great marketing copy, and you learn how to connect with your students online, and you learn how to pour your personality in with confidence about who you are, then you're going to win. Like, you're going to win. So never compare yourself. Like, you never compare your journey to someone else's journey. Like, you have to have faith and you have to have trust. There has never been and then will never be another you. Okay, so never worry if you see the course topic. It's not been done before because you haven't done it yet. Okay, number 5 is you don't know about the tech. Okay, you don't know what systems to use. You don't know what systems and tools to choose, essentially. And maybe you're thinking that the tech side of it involves too many decisions and feels too overwhelming, too intimidating. And that's understandable, right? It's totally understandable. And the thing is, what we need to remember is that modern technology today in 2022 is the easiest it has ever been. Like, if we do a rewind back to the 90s, like, we would not have been building our own websites or even thinking about it. Like, everything back then was coded and no one knew how to do that. Like, you had to be a coder. And now we're living in this incredible era when it comes to technology. Like, everything is fast, it's user friendly, it's drag and drop, it's easy to figure out. You know, systems and tools have been built with consumers like us in mind, okay? Intuitive, easy to use. And it's easy to figure out when we decide and when we make a choice and a decision to figure it out. Really, that's what it comes down to. And quite often what happens is we tell ourselves, oh, it's too difficult, I'm not capable of doing this, you know, I'm not cut out for this, I'm not a tech wizard, you know, and we tell ourselves all these stories instead of just sitting down and just figuring it out, like working through it. You know, we figure this stuff out. You've just got to get in there and you've just got to do it. And I'm seeing this with my students right now in the Profitable Yoga Teacher. You know, those students, they're figuring it out, right? They're working through the steps, they're getting their tech together, and they're getting online. And it's really great to see, because it's a mindset shift. To see that mindset shift is incredible. Like, the progress that can be made when you decide that you can do it, okay? And when you surround yourself with other people who are doing the same thing and who can support you. You're more than capable of doing this, really. You know, the question is, do you want to do it? So, you know, it's about sitting down and saying to yourself, I'm going to figure this out. And then just tackling it and seeing that it's a lot less scary than what you thought it was. You know, when you actually just sit down and think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work through it. And, you know, for online courses or for just even setting yourself up online as an online business owner, there are tools and systems that you need, right? There's definitely tools and systems that you need. You're going to want a website, okay? You're going to want some kind of booking software. You're going to want an email service provider, okay? You need to do away with just sending emails through your Gmail account. You need an email service provider, a system that allows you to grow an email list, right? Probably be using Canva. Canva is a great design tool. You'll be using Zoom, no doubt. So there's definitely different tools and systems that you'll be using. Maybe you'll be using a project management system, okay, to get organized. Point is, it's about getting started, isn't it? And sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, I need to have this fancy microphone, or I need to have some fancy, you know, video camera. And then so because we don't have it, we don't take action and we don't move forward. It's just all excuses. You can DIY this stuff, I'm telling you. Okay, number 6 is my community isn't big enough yet. Okay, my community isn't big enough yet. Now, I already mentioned that you want to have an online community before you launch your course, because you don't want to launch your course to no one, okay? So I've already mentioned that. However, when I talk about your online community, what I really mean is your email list, okay? I really mean your email list. I don't mean your Instagram followers. I don't mean how many people you've got on Facebook. I mean your email list. Do you have one for a start? And how many ideal students do you have on your email list? First of all, you know, we all start with 0, right? I started with 0. Anyone that you follow and admire at one point started with 0. And when it comes to your email list, or even when it comes to your followers on Instagram and Facebook, it's always, always, always about quality over quantity, okay? So you can have a small number of high quality followers or high quality subscribers, let's call them community members, who are on your email list, who are super invested in your content. They're opening your emails they're following you and other channels as well, they're engaging with your content, and still have success with your online course, even if you've just got a small following. What's really key here is understanding the importance of audience building, okay? Showing up consistently for your people, right? That's super, super key. There's no point in growing an email list if you're not going to be sending an email out every week, if you're not going to be showing up on Instagram and stories and posting on social media. There's no point. There's no point in trying to grow an email list if you're not going to be visible in other places and you're not going to be consistently showing up to build trust, because those people on your email list, they're likely going to be following you in other places as well. So you have a real opportunity to really show up and be there with them, to engage and interact with them. So, even if this is all brand new and your list is at 0, it's totally possible to build an email list of the right people, okay? And to also build relationships with them quickly and then create and sell an online course. Okay, it's totally possible to do all of that. The key thing when you actually do that, when you actually launch your course, is that it needs to be the right course. Like, it must be a course that your ideal students really want. And you've done all that validation. Of course, we've talked about that already. But the point is, like, if you're telling yourself that you can't launch a course yet because your community isn't big enough, start focusing your efforts on building your community. Okay, don't stay stuck and then forget the reason why you're staying stuck. Do something about it. Like, learn the skills, gain the knowledge to actually grow your community online, so that's no longer a reason why you are not launching a course. Okay, step by step by step by step. The more you build your community, you can start doing research. Okay, you can start working on finding your topic. You can start to understand the solution that you provide, the problem that you solve. Okay, you can't get the answers to all of these things if you don't start building a community of ideal students. So every action is taking you closer to launching your course. So to recap on that, you can certainly launch to a small but engaged community. And if you don't have a community right now, it's time to get moving and start building that community. Okay, the final reason, guys, the final reason why you haven't launched your online yoga course yet is because you're not being brave enough. Now, if you're telling yourself any of the reasons that I've listed, okay, 1 to 6, any of those reasons why you haven't launched your course yet, these are all excuses, really, because the reason that you actually haven't launched your online course yet it's not because you're not, expert enough, or because you're not experienced enough, or high profile enough, or, even thin enough. Like, I've heard that one before as well. The actual reason is because you keep telling yourself fibs to keep yourself small. There we go, I said it. And it's because you're not willing to be brave. And, if we look at the world right now, it's a big, brave world, so we have to be willing to be brave. When I launch my programs, I often receive emails from teachers like you guys, and the vast majority of these emails aren't questioning me. They're not questioning the program. They're actually questioning themselves. Yeah, they're actually questioning themselves and saying, can I really do this? Is my yoga business really ready? Am I kidding myself that people are going to want to learn online from me? These are the types of things that I hear. And in essence, these doubts, they all highlight the same thing. They highlight the struggle that many of us have, particularly women, I'll say, in being brave, by sharing your gifts with the world, by getting yourself out there, by moving past all of the limiting beliefs that you tell yourself, by moving past your fears and self-doubts, because they are only holding you back from actually living your purpose and why you became a yoga teacher in the first place. And if we go full circle to what I said at the beginning, it's no coincidence that you are a yoga teacher here in this world right now. And I truly believe that that is not to just teach drop-in classes. I don't think that's why we're here, right? So it's time to step up. It's time to step up and do what we came here to do. And that's to serve more people, right? It's to serve more people. It's to create a bigger impact in people's lives. Like, that is why we're here. So I hope that one of the 7, maybe more reasons has resonated with you today and given you some food for thought as to how you can move forward with packaging up your gifts and your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom into an online course that really allows your community to go on that deeper journey with you and really helps them to heal and transform their lives in so many ways, because you have the power to do that. Like, you can do that if you want to, if you decide that you want to. If you have any questions at all about teaching online courses, it's my jam, it's what I do. I'm here to support you. And, you know, not only does teaching online and having this digital asset really have the power to increase your income, but it also allows you to reach more students around the world and create a bigger impact. And we need to stop the fears from holding us back and just live out our vision and what we really want to do with our yoga businesses and what we want to do with our lives. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, guys. Reach out to me if you have any questions about anything that I've shared today. Okay, sending you guys so much love. See you soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.